and this time we respond to Paulina 6mex, who asks us to talk about the river of Mercury and the Mica in Teotihuacan. So let's explain what Mica and Mercury are. Mica is a generic term applied to a subclass of minerals. They are thin, flexible, elastic cities with an intense pearly shine. On the other hand, Mercury is a heavy metal, which in its pure form is known as elemental or metallic mercury. It's a bright, silver-white metal, odorless and in a liquid state at room temperature, commonly used today in thermometers and various electronic components. These two elements had been found in Teotihuacan, but as always, alien theories abound. I've heard everything, and while we use these objects in modern technologies, many have claimed that they were used to generate electricity in the city. They serve as pre-Hispanic turbines and could even generate nuclear energy in Teotihuacan. Honestly, this is pure fanaticism, as you can trust those who have confused an atlat, a good throwing weapon for darts, with laser guns for years. Why we don't know all the uses they gave to Mercury and Mica. We can share what has been discovered so far. We don't know what the city's inhabitants called them, as even the name Teotihuacanos was invented later. In Nahuatl, hundreds of years after the city was abandoned, any Mica was referred to as Quetzal. Now, Mercury was found at the end of the Great Tunnel discovered on October 2, 2003, beneath the so-called Pyramid of the Feathered Serpent. It was scattered across various parts of the ground, but there was no river of Mercury, as sensationalist news or videos often claim. The amount found was very small, gathered in this vial held by Sergio Gómez Chávez, the chief archaeologist of the Tlalocan project. They only found 50 grams of mercury in a tunnel that's over 2,000 years old. Aside from what was found in the tunnel, no other mercury has been discovered in Teotihuacan so far, and if ancient alien theorists claim that this teeny amount of mercury was part of some alien technology, in reality it wasn't used for long, as the tunnel where it was deposited wasn't operational throughout the entire life of the city. It was only in use for 250 years, meaning later generations of Teotihuacans wouldn't even have seen or known of its existence, as it was sealed and closed at the end of those 250 years. Now, Mercury, in this archaeological context, could symbolically represent lakes or underworld water, since the area where it was found had small-scale representations of landscapes, valleys, mountains, a starry sky, etc. Another possible use of mercury was for ingestion to have ritual or spiritual experiences, though today we know mercury is toxic to the body. As for the mica, these were objects foreign to the area, as the mica found came from what is known the state of Oaxaca, brought over to trade or as tribute between Teotihuacan and Monte Albán. Mica offerings similar to those in Teotihuacan were found in Monte Albán, along with Teotihuacan figures, proving the exchange between these two groups. So, we can say that the mica was transported by spaceships or anything like that either. The main areas where mica has been found are near the so-called Pyramid of the Sun, the Viking Zone and Shala Zone. Much of it was stored to be later worked on by specialist artisans. The mica found was used as luxurious and decorative objects in walls, like we see here, embedded in statues and incense burners. It also thought that it could have been used as filters to protect the eyes for astronomical observations, such as looking at the sun. In various workshops in the city, circular, triangular, and other shaped mica objects were found for personal and decorative use. They were also placed as burial offerings, and due to their heat resistance, some have suggested they could be used as heat insulators, even to create greenhouse-like structure uses consistent with their technological level. Other foreigner objects have also been found, such as cinnabar, spirit balls, discs, and other whose meanings and uses are still undeciphered. But together, all these objects should lead us to reevaluate the knowledge and work of these cultures to possess such objects and technologies, without underestimating them by assuming they needed aliens to achieve what they did. That's all for today, and as always, if you have questions, ask Quetzal.